Your Nigeria info. We just try as much as possible to keep you abreast with events and happenings in and around you from all spheres: news, current affairs, sports, entertainment, just name it. We have you covered. I am Sheriff Quadry. Thank you again. Remember that you can always listen to us online, www.nigeriainfo.fm. Please do go there and listen to us. Take us everywhere and anywhere you go. And I mean anywhere. You can also follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. It's our handle on Twitter. On Instagram, we are Nigeria Info FM Lagos. You can follow us as well on Facebook and YouTube. It's Nigeria Info 99.3. We're streaming live as we speak on those portals. Feel free to join our conversation there. Let's move on very quickly. This morning, we're looking at the Western Nigeria Security Network called Operation Amotekun. That's right. A very lovely morning to you, Lagos. We welcome you. It's another exciting edition of the Morning Crossfire. A show that comes your way Mondays through Friday on your number one news, talk, and sports radio station. I'm Sheriff Quadry, and guess what, people? We have an interesting conversation ahead of us because we've got the right people to discuss this with us this morning and to be a part of today's show. And it promises to be great, as a matter of fact. You could watch us live on Facebook and, of course, YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is what you can search for. On Twitter, we are at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter as well. Let us know what you think about the topic we are talking about, and that is Operation Amotekun. Your take, your thoughts on this particular topic. You can use the hashtag Morning Crossfire on Twitter. That's hashtag Morning Crossfire. During the course of this show, I'll be letting you know about the phone lines that we're using this morning. But in the meantime, you can take down our WhatsApp line. The WhatsApp line is 0809 597 5805. That is 0809 597 5805. If you have any thoughts, any contribution as we speak right now, please go ahead and drop your thoughts on our WhatsApp portal so as we can take your contribution as we go along on the show this morning. So on today's Morning Crossfire, like I said earlier, we're looking at the Western Nigeria Security Network, Operation Amotekun. And we have joining us via the telephone Dr. Barrister Yinka Oguntimehin. He's a spokesperson of Odua People's Congress. Barrister Yinka, good morning to you and thank you for joining us. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello, Barrister Yinka. Can you hear me? Good morning to you. I can barely hear you, though. Let's see if we can fix that before we get on with our conversation. I can hear you very slightly, very, very slightly, but for one reason or the other, you're not coming through very clearly on the phone this morning. Let's see if our guys can make that happen as quickly as possible. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, fantastic.
Good morning.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me on the program.
It's good to have you, sir. Well, the reason for this conversation basically is to unearth the rationale behind the commencement of Operation Amotekun. And we also would like to understand the expected results Operation Amotekun hopes to achieve on the program this morning. Also, let me add this one. We're trying to know how the Western Nigeria Security Network hopes to achieve unity within the various state security agencies. You know, states have their own. I mean, in Lagos, we have, what do they call it? Neighborhood Corps, right? So we have them in Lagos, and I'm sure some other states too have. But let's have you know that news reports published across various national dailies in the country reveal that in August 2019, the southwestern states governors had begun the planning of a regional security group called the Western Nigeria Security Network. This is in line with the approval, in principle though, given by the Office of the National Security Advisor for the zone to establish a joint task force. So this is backed by the government. This is so as to tackle killings, banditry, and kidnapping in the region. In fact, according to Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti, the essence of the creation of Operation Amotekun, that's a Western Nigeria Security Network, is a collective effort by the Western region governors to tackle the numerous security challenges that plague the country, particularly the Southwest region. Hence, it is important to note that the decision to create a regional security outfit was born out of the Security Summit Southwestern governors had in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, in July of 2019. News reports on the Vanguard newspaper reveal that the members of Operation Amotekun are to be paid a paltry sum. We'll get to that particular sum later. But again, Barry Senka, thank you once again for joining us. In your capacity as the spokesperson of the Odua People's Congress, what is your take on the formation of Operation Amotekun by the governors of the southwestern states in the country? I mean, we all know that they are not from the same political party, but let's get your take on, this particular issue about the governors themselves of the southwestern states coming together to form a unified security outfit.
Well, firstly, we must commend the governors of the southwest states of Nigeria for the initiative of setting up Operation Amotekun. Amotekun in English means a leopard.
Okay.
And we must also understand the fact that the governors are the chief security officers of their respective states.
True.
Under the ground norm that we are presently using in the country, that is the 1999 Constitution. So, in a situation where we have kidnappings, raping of women, malicious destruction of farmlands, and a situation of total insecurity in some parts of the country, particularly the southwest. So the action or the step of the governors is very commendable to ensure the protection of properties and lives of the people in southwest and Nigerians as a whole. So the step is very commendable. The electorate voted these governors into office, and their sacred duty and paramount role and responsibility to the people is to ensure the preservation of their lives and properties. So the step is laudable, is a good one, even though from the feelers we have been getting, the operation is meant to take off on Thursday.
On Thursday, tomorrow, that's right.
Yes, tomorrow.
That's right.
Yes. The step is commendable. Your
organization, the Odua People's Congress, is part of the groups that have been integrated into this particular security outfit. We also have the hunters there, and as well as some vigilantes as well. I'm trying to rationalize all of these. Vice Sayinka, how were you told this would work exactly? Can you tell us?
Yes. Firstly, we must also commend the governors, or secondly, we must also commend the governors for reaching out to our organization. Some of the governors in the southwest have done so, whilst we are still awaiting others to reach out. Even though the whole concept of Amotekun, the blueprint is being executed by the Dawn Commission.
Right.
That's the development agenda for Western
Nigeria. Right.
Yes. So the OPC as an organization is very close to the grassroots.
Okay.
We know the nooks and crannies of the territory of Southwest. And after the meeting of stakeholders in Ibadan in 2019, Iba Gani Abiodun Ige Adams,
right,
the national coordinator of OPC, in conjunction with other social cultural groups in the Southwest, formed a new platform called SSSG,
okay,
Southwest Stakeholders Security Group. So the people, the groups are very close to the people. They know where the shoe pinches.
How is this supposed to work, really? What are your roles? What were you told that the OPC, at what point will the OPC be involved in this operation? What are you supposed to do as part of Operation Amotekun? What exactly were you told?
Well, the feelings we are getting is that for now, our members will be involved in information gathering.
Okay.
And that we are meant to complement the role of the security forces. Fine, but as the blueprint is being turned out by Dawn, every other logistics will fall in place. And even men can be trained on the job.
Right.
We have had similar situations in other states, like the ISBA Cup. That was established as far back as 2010 and thereabouts in Kano. And as at 2010, ISBA Cup had about 9,000 officers working with regular security.
Okay.
For enforcement of Sharia law.
Okay.
We also had the Civilian Joint Task Force, which was established in 2013 to protect the people of Maiduguri and also others in the Northeast region. That Civilian Joint Task Force also worked with the security forces to ensure that the insecurity in that place is controlled. So it's not as if it is a new thing really that is happening. We have had similar things in other places.
Okay.
So there's no reason why it shouldn't work also in the southwest, especially when we are faced with the kind of insecurity we have. And even of recent, we have had skirmishes in other parts, in Adamawa, in Kogi. So it will work.
Okay, all right. Let me talk to you briefly about what Yinka Odumakin said. Yinka Odumakin is the spokesperson of Afeni Ferry. When he was talking about this particular topic, he noted that he's in support of the creation of Operation Amotekun. He supports it. According to him, it's a very good thing. But he has a concern, and his concern is that he feels that it's going to fail hugely. Because according to him, the whole process wasn't well. The whole process wasn't well thought out. Particularly, do you subscribe to his own concerns as well?
No, I believe it will work. The operation is just coming on board.
Because even the way you're sounding, Vice Inka, with all due respect to you, you are the OPC of Odua People's Congress. We shouldn't be hearing, I get feelers. You should be telling us authoritatively about what your roles will be, where you will come in, where you will have to do, what you will have to do, what you would not have to do, because this operation we're talking about is being launched tomorrow. And you're still talking about fillers. It's almost looking like we're rushing into this thing.
No, just like I said earlier, I said some of the state governors have reached out to us. We are still expecting others to do so. It is laudable.
So not all of the state governors have reached out to you?
Not all, but majority.
For an operation we're starting on Thursday, tomorrow?
Majority have reached out to us.
How many state governors have reached out to you?
I wouldn't want to mention the names, but majority have reached out to us. And just like I said, it is a new operation that is coming up on board.
Right.
We are not directly in control. It is being spearheaded by the Dawn Commission.
Indeed. You know what? For our listener just joining us, you're welcome. And we're talking about Operation Amotekun. It's called Western Nigeria Security Network Security Network Operation Amotekun. It's starting tomorrow, and I have on the line the spokesperson of Odua People's Congress, one of the groups that are being integrated into this particular network, security network. Others are the vigilantes, the hunters as well, are being integrated into this particular security network. Barrister Inka Oguntimehin is a spokesperson of Odua People's Congress. You want to jump in on this conversation? Feel free to do that. We would like to take your thoughts. If you've got any question or any suggestion at all, anything is welcome when it comes to security in Nigeria, especially in the southwestern part of the country. You can send out your thoughts in via the WhatsApp portal. The WhatsApp line is 0809-597-5805. That is 0809-597-5805. You can also call me up. Mr. Barrister Inka is here on the phone line. He's joining us via the phone line. He will be able to attend to your questions as well and take your suggestions. Here are the numbers. If you want to call, please take down these numbers.
Call us on 01-277-0993, 01-277-1993, 01-277-2993, and 01-277-3993. This is Nigeria Info. We are listening.
We always listen on Nigeria Info here. Let's see who we have got on the line. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ajide from Surulere.
Let's have your thoughts.
The issue of security in all regions of this country is very critical.
Okay.
We can't have children being kidnapped in schools, additional rulers being kidnapped in their palaces, and people invading. Look at the number of what is going on in IDP camps and so on because of insecurity. I think the governors, they have these security goals and all that. Can they borrow a leaf from the trade that this man in, what do you call it now, Anambra State has blazed already?
Okay.
That's Willie Obiano. He imported high-tech equipment.
Okay.
And brought in experts to train them, to train those who use, and he procured those high-tech equipment for the air forces, the Nigeria police, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the road safety.
Just to be clear, are you saying that this Operation Amotekun is not well thought through, or it won't be effective in combating insecurity in the southwestern part of the country? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think the Operation Amotekun on its own would be quite effective. Maybe they play a complementary role, but I think the key here for the state governors to take the lead and copy what is going on in Anambra State to get rid of crime and criminals in their state.
All right, then. Thank you so much.
The whole of the Lagos State alone can fund the entire Southwest and keep the entire region safe. The high tech will rely on technology so that you see the criminals coming and they enter into a web and you capture them and you deal decisively with them. That's when Amotekun thing can work.
All right, then.
Let the government deploy their security votes and procure this high-tech equipment. Let them go and ask for the how he done it in Anambra. The IGP also praised him because it will also expose even agencies of government who are involved in crime.
All right. All right.
Yes.
That's well noted. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Let's take one more call before I go back to my guest. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Sheriff Babaji.
Good to have you. Good to have you.
Quickly, let me look at it from different angles. I think we should listen to Yinka Udumaki. You know why? As a good woman, I'm 100% support of protecting our territory. Because you wake up every day, you are talking about kidnapping, armed robbery. I think even the one that happened in Oshu State of Reset, a situation of son and mother, it hurt. Of a final year student is very sad. But be as it may, the kind of structure we have, don't you think a situation you arrest some criminals, they will tell you they should transfer them to somewhere before you will not hear anything again? Because if you look at it very well, you will understand we have a defective constitution, the structure. We always talk about the structure. Because the security, according to the constitution, belongs to the federal government. And the situation whereby the governors come together, which is very good, to secure the territory, it has to do with interest. The interest matters. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Babaji, for calling, I appreciate it. Barry Sayinka, let me quickly come to you briefly on a particular concern that people have raised as well as to that thing that Nigerians are always afraid of, and that this is one of the reasons why some people are against state police as well, and that is using it to settle scores. People have they've expressed concerns as to whether the governors who have come together this time around could use this particular security network to settle scores. Is that a possibility?
Well, I don't believe that is the real reason why this outfit was set up.
Oh, of course, it won't be the reason,
yes,
Barry Sayinka. It will not be the reason.
It is the reason. Yes. Even out of the 12 disciples, there was a Judas. But we cannot say that is the real reason why it was set up. Definitely, just like I said, the security of lives and properties of the people in the Southwest is very paramount to the governors.
Right.
And that is the reason why this is very apt at this moment. because of the insecurity we have in the country.
Were you told how long this is to last for?
Just like I said, the Dawn Commission is the main driver of this scheme.
Right.
So until we get the blueprint, we cannot say for now the tenure or for how long it is going to be around. But it will be very good if it is sustained and it is there for all ages. And don't forget that there has been clamoring for state police.
Right.
Yes. So maybe this is the right step in the right direction.
My concern,
we are long overdue for that.
My concern right now is it's sounding as though OPC has not been properly briefed. If you made mention earlier on that some governors have approached the OPC. And it's in the news that OPC, will be part of the security network. And if those governors or those people, even Dawn, had approached the OPC, and we don't know for how long this will last for. Is this like some kind of network that will be fully integrated as the time goes by? When eventually we'll have state police, hopefully we do. Because I'm a strong proponent of state policing. When we have state police, will this particular network, security network, will still be operational? I mean, the questions goes on and on and on and on as to the lifespan of this security network. We don't know yet, do we?
We don't. We have not seen the total blueprint.
Indeed.
I'm sure by the time it commences tomorrow, maybe we have a clue.
Let me tell you one of the things in the blueprint. One of the things in the blueprint is that your members, OPC members that are supposed to be part of the security network, and the hunters as well as the vigilantes will not be part of what they call patrols by security agencies that will form the core of these particular agencies. And I'm wondering, what then are the core responsibilities of the members of Operation Amotekun, just as your group? You made mention of intelligence gathering. Would that be it? Intelligence gathering? And are you satisfied with that role?
No, we are not. We are not satisfied with just the information gathering role that our men are being given. But I'm sure as the operation proceeds, definitely our men will be trained and there will be more involvement. Don't forget that we have the regular security forces.
True.
We are just to complement them. We are just to complement them.
What will satisfy you, Barrister Yinka? What will the OPC say, this is the role we want to take? And what happens if nothing changes in the end?
Well, our major concern and what we are caught out for is to ensure the preservation of lives and properties of our people.
True.
That is what we are interested in. So it is now left for the government to provide the wherewithal to achieve that.
Would you opt out if your role is not increased? I mean, if you're told that that's the role you'll be playing, just intelligence gathering, would you opt out in the end and say that no, we cannot do that alone? We have much more to offer. Is that something you could think of?
We are always open to negotiations. In the final analysis, what we are interested in is to ensure that the lives and properties of our people are secured. That is what we're interested in.
So you will play any role whatsoever, even if you're not satisfied?
Just like I said, we are open to negotiations.
Okay, all right.
We cannot dictate to the government.
But you said right now that you're not satisfied with what you've currently been told that the role you're gonna play. You said just moments ago.
Yes, but just like I said, the operation is just coming on board.
Okay.
So by the time it comes on board, we have a very clear picture of what is coming.
All right. Let's take a few more calls. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Mike calling from Ikeja.
Good to have you.
Yeah, foremost, I think Nigerians should, especially those people that call in the comment should be very, very careful in what they say and should try and understand what they are talking about.
Right.
The man has said it that it is complementary. You understand that the service of the so-called involved in the Amotekun is complementary to the police. That's just it. And you see, Nigeria, we speak from two sides of our mouths. We want state police. We Amotekun cannot work. Forget about who have any fair, whatever they call them. They should not politicize this Amotekun. They should leave the governors alone. They are not daft. They are intelligent. Forget about politics. You understand?
Right.
Let the organization kick off, then they will harmonize, they will review, and everything will go on smoothly.
Well, isn't that the crux of most of the problems we have in the country? We jump first before we look. Isn't that the crux of our problem? You're saying that it should start first before we perfect things?
The problem is at times when you overplan, implementation is always wrong. You have to start from somewhere. That's the issue. Okay. Let's start from somewhere. Then there will be strict monitoring. There will be monitors to monitor the operations.
Okay.
You understand?
All right.
Then at the end of the day, we have something. I as a person, I pray that it should be a permanent thing, but there should be a constant review. Let there be a separate body that will monitor this Amotekun. Forget about Afeni, whatever. This is a new OPC and all the hunters. Very fantastic.
All right. Then.
It will create jobs and a lot of multiplier effects of it, both economically, but it will be, in fact, even the security we are talking about might even fade out.
Okay. That's noted. Thank you so much for talking to me. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're live on Nigeria Info. What's your name, please?
Yes, Mr. Darlington speaking.
It's good to have you.
Good. It has happened in the northern part of the country. They have been using it over the years. They have been effective. But my worry now is when it happened in Benue. Remember, Benue state government, the state assembly established a vigilante group by law. These people were equipped, given all the logistics and all that. All of a sudden, the former IG declared them illegal and disarmed them. Meanwhile, killing was going on in Benue. I don't know whether those incidents or events were considered before the Southwest put this thing together. Because the limited role these people are going to play is like they are going to be redundant. So what is the essence? If you are just to sit down and gather information, what if your information is not used?
I am very confident, Mrs. Darlington, that gathering information is not being redundant. It's quite asking.
When you gather the information, what do you do with it?
You submit it to the appropriate body.
Good. When you now submit it, are you going to force them to act on it? You and I know the answer. Good morning.
Mr. Darlington, thank you for calling me. In case you are just joining us, you're welcome. This is the Morning Crossfire, and this morning we're looking at the Western Nigeria Security Network, otherwise known as Operation Amotekun, which is to be launched tomorrow, Thursday. And I have on the line Barrister Yinka Oguntimehin. He's a spokesperson of Odua People's Congress, one of the groups that have been integrated into this particular security network. It's time to take a quick break. Bryce Tainka, please stay on the line. We just take a breather. When we return, we'll continue with our conversation. It's Nigeria Info, and this is the Morning Crossfire.
More talk, news, and sports after this. we're back to the Morning Crossfire on your number one news, talk, and sports station, Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are back. I am Sheriff Quadry. Remember that you can watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is the handle. You can also send in your thoughts on what we're talking about this morning, and that's the Western Nigeria Security Network, Operation Amotekun. You can send in your thoughts via WhatsApp. The WhatsApp line is 0809 597 5805. That is 0809 597 5805. I have on the line with me Barrister Yinka Aguntimehin, the spokesperson of Odua People's Congress, and we've been having a chat about the Operation Amotekun. The Odua People's Congress has been one of the groups that have been integrated into this particular security network. Others are the vigilantes and, of course, the hunters. And from what we are gathering, they will be trained. Barrister Yinka, thank you for holding the line. Let's begin again with the area where it's being said that your members, the OPC members, and others as well, will be trained. Is this being done right now? Has it been done?
Well, just like I said, the old scheme will commence tomorrow, Thursday.
Right.
So we are waiting the go-ahead.
Okay. So yes. No training has commenced yet?
None at the moment.
But are the members being selected? Do we have your members that will be part of these operations yet?
Yes.
So your members are
some have been, just like I said earlier, that some of the governors have contacted us.
Okay.
Some of our members are ready in the respective states.
Okay.
So we are waiting for the others to do the needful.
To getting on the act.
Yes.
That's great. Let's talk about this other area, which is quite vital, and that's the area of remuneration, the payment, the salaries. What do you know about the salary thing?
Well, from what we were told that each of the men will be paid 13,500 naira per month. Even though that is a very paltry sum, but we are not involved in the scheme just because of remuneration.
Okay.
Yes. Our commitment goes beyond the issue of money.
Before we get to that commitment part, there's no gainsaying that when somebody is working, the person deserves to be paid well. I appreciate the fact that you are committed, your members are committed, and you just want to see the protection of lives and property as you have reiterated all morning. But the question is, were you involved in the negotiation of the remuneration for your members and other groups? Were you involved in that negotiation?
We were not involved. Even though, just like I said, that amount is paltry, our commitment goes beyond that issue of money. But we advise the governors to look at that issue very well and improve on it.
Okay.
Yes. But our commitment goes beyond the issue of remuneration.
But as it stands today, you will go ahead with that?
We will go ahead.
In quote, paltry sum?
Yes, we'll go ahead. Our members have been offering services of community policing over the years.
Yeah, but they have been paid by those communities. I know that for sure. They are not rendering that services for free.
For some, it's a contractual thing.
Okay.
But for others, it's a selfless service, altruistic.
Let me ask you, will this be full time? I mean, if you're being paid 13,500 to do what? Is it full time?
Well, what at this moment, the information we have is that the men will be paid 13,500 naira per month. Okay. So the man hours, we don't know about that yet. So until the operation kicks off, then we will know the nitty-gritty of the engagement.
Indeed. Dr. Jide Emodi joins me right now in the studio. Dr. Jide Emodi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you eventually. the traffic of Lagos, right?
Yeah.
You've been listening to my conversation with the spokesperson of the OPC. Any thoughts, any angle that you'd like to come in?
He's not been sounding very convincing. He seems to me like he's completely oblivious of whatever. I would have been more comfortable if we had Gani Adams on the line, because with all due respect,
he's the spokesperson of the OPC, so perhaps is the best. Barrister Yinka is the best person to speak on this.
We would have just been at the same level, picking somebody from the street to ask him questions, because he doesn't have any information, absolutely none, except he has information and he's not divulging them. But that said, I think that my concern with the thing is, just like Yinka Odumakin said, that it's not been properly thought through. And you don't jump into the water and then start learning to swim. I mean, we are a lot better than this. Western Nigeria has been in the business of security organization for hundreds of years, way back in the days of Oyo Empire. So you don't start this kind of thing and they say you figure it out.
We'll start first and figure the rest out.
No, it doesn't work that way. It's a great initiative and is a very courageous one, but Barrister Yinka is not saying anything. I'm so sorry. He's not saying anything.
Let me try and take a few comments. Barrister Yinka, I'll come to you again in a moment. Let's take a few comments on WhatsApp. Your name is not here, and it says, I don't think there is anything wrong with it. It is synonymous to vigilante group created in the north, but it has to be de-ethnicized or used to the advantage of only one tribe. To the detriment of other tribes. You're saying that it must be de-ethnicized. It must not focus on one tribe alone. It must be quite generic in its operation. All right. Thank you so much for that. What's your name now? Kashmir Okoligwe says, good morning. Your topic this morning is serious. The man can't explain what he was asked. The question, now, wow. Okay. Lagos, Ibadan, and Ogun are all cosmopolitan cities. They can't be setting up a regional security outfit. I think we are heading for destruction. This is a mini Nigeria we're talking about. It is a state policing. It's a state policing in disguise. I am sensing it is having support from the people, which is a good sign that the country is well. I'm trying to just make sense of what you're saying. But Kashmir, thank you so much for sending in your thought. We really appreciate it. Let's take one last message, at least for now, from WhatsApp. And this person says, good morning, crew. Happy New Year. Only God can secure Nigeria. Let's see, because please don't abbreviate. Please don't abbreviate. It makes reading very difficult. Because Nigeria is a failed state with what is going on now. Let the fight of God shine, or light of God shine, upon Nigeria and destroy all evil and darkness. Okay, thank you for that strongly worded message. Other messages are coming in very quickly, but let's go to the phone lines and take a few thoughts. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Agum. I'm calling from Bagada.
Good to have you.
Well, I see this move as a vote of no confidence to the government at the center, because the issue of security of people and property lies in the hands of the police, which, as we have it now, is central. However, for security reasons, people need to take their security in their hands, having witnessed a failure from the police or the other security outfits in place. And this is what we've been saying all along. It therefore means that the government of integrity, as was propagated, is no longer seen as that. I also will advise that the formation should be taken into consideration. The remuneration should be taken into consideration, rather.
Okay.
You can't pay people 13,000 and expect miracle to happen. One of the things that we have alleged that have made the police to fail is because of poor remuneration and condition of service. So if these are what we have alleged that have made the police to fail woefully, and then you are repeating that, either you are trying to make some form ATM for some people, group of people, who may give a figure representing this number of security outfits on the higher side to make money, to make the 13,500, and then take, for instance, if they declare that they are 10,000 in number, whereas in actual sense they are 5,000 in number.
Right.
The other figure is meant for those initiators of this kind of outfit. We've seen it in Niger Delta settlements of youths. We've seen it in the north. We've seen it elsewhere. So there is no way you can project this kind of thing and say, oh, let's start with 13,000 and then negotiate later. Just like somebody have said, you can jump into the stream to learn how to swim. And secondly, the government at the center haven't seen this protest here and there, because I see this as also a protest for failure of the government at center.
Right.
Now, they should also see some of these things cropping up as a declaration or a protest of failure from their own hands. And look at these people have accused this government, central government, of being sectional. Yes, you look at the issue of, when you talk about the economy, you look at the issue of these people all over the street, Bureau de Exchange, coming
let's try and stick to the topic, but thanks for calling. Appreciate your thoughts. Barrister Inka, let me take it up from what the last caller said about funding problem. That's one of the major issues bedeviling the Nigerian police. The Nigerian police are not well equipped. Some of them have to buy their uniforms themselves. You should visit their police barracks and their training colleges. You would see that it's not something to be proud of. They are barely retrained. They're just once you get out of the academy, you are a police officer. Yes, you said that you'll be trained. That's what we have heard, that you'll be trained eventually. But are you worried about funding issues? Are you concerned?
Well, it is a concern, but at the moment, we don't have total control of the outfit. So my appeal to the governors is just for them to have everything and look again at the remuneration. But just like I said, we are getting involved not majorly for the sake of remuneration.
Let's address this elephant in the room once and for all. The quest to have a regional security outfit arose from the fact that insecurity peaked, heightened in the southwestern region of the country between June and July last year. We all heard what happened then. Incident of insecurity in the region was evident, especially in Ibadan, Ikire, Ife Road. Ilesha Akure Road also witnessed a few of them, and roads in Akoko area of Oyo, Oshun, and Ondo states respectively. Now, in order to solve the situation, the southwestern governors in the state directed the development agenda for Western Nigeria done the commission to organize a security summit to generate ideas on how to develop a regional blueprint to tackle the growing concern. The Western Nigeria Security Network was initially scheduled to be inaugurated in October last year, so as to curb activities of insecurity in the region, but will be launched tomorrow, as we have said, which is the 9th of January 2020. Also, there are news reports informing that the vehicles have been procured. Each state governors had to contribute some certain amount of vehicles. The headquarters will be in Oshun. Respective states will have their area offices as well. But the elephant in the room is the fear that this operation, this security outfit, is designed to launch an attack on Fulani herdsmen, criminal Fulani herdsmen. Is that? I mean, I'm not going to ask you whether that's true, but have you heard? Is that what you have heard as well? Have you heard that kind of insinuation?
No, it is far from the truth. Just like I said, the outfit is meant to complement the regular security force.
I get that. that. But because of insecurity that really, really went out of control mid last year, that was why this came into being. And those insecurity were being perpetrated allegedly by criminal Fulani herdsmen. People were being kidnapped on the highways, taken into the bush for ransom and for punishment, for torture. And the Southwestern governors came together. We all know that story. So is this majority, is it true that majority of the reasons is to tackle this kind of situations, to go after the criminal elements, especially the criminal Fulani herdsmen?
No, you see, I don't want us to politicize or ethnicize this outfit that is coming on board.
Okay.
I have mentioned one or two instances in the north. The East Bako, for instance, the Civilian Joint Task Force worked with the regular security forces to combat Boko Haram.
Mm-hmm.
So we should not shy away from the fact that we have herdsmen attacks in the southwest. So it is for the outfits to gather information, apprehend herring criminals, and hand them over to the regular security forces, even under the constitution.
Are you supposed to apprehend or to gather information? Are we getting out of the scope of your responsibility here?
I'm not talking about OPC alone.
Okay.
I'm talking about the whole outfit.
Okay.
The assigned role for the OPC and other social cultural groups in the southwest, the vigilantes, hunters, and so on, is to gather information at this instance. But I'm talking about the outfit as a whole.
Okay.
The even under the constitution, a private individual has a right to apprehend any member of the public and then hand them over to the regular security forces. So the outfit is not out to witch hunt any particular tribe or any particular group of persons. It is to stem the tide of insecurity we have in the country, especially the southwest.
Dr. Jide, is this a concern that you share as well as to the underlying purpose of formation of this particular security outfit?
I am not part of the school of thought that believe that every banditry, every kidnap, armed robbery is perpetrated by some Fulani herdsmen. You know, it's become a good phrase to use by criminals. And I mean, as long as you adorn yourself in that skimpy top and wear some baggy trousers and pretend to be a Fulani man, they'll say, I saw them here, he's a Fulani herdsman.
Right.
That is hogwash. And I'm not here to play the devil's advocate for any Fulani person or anything. But as a critical thinker, I believe that this whole Amotekun move is geared towards securing the region. You can call it regional policing.
What happens to
There's nothing wrong with that.
What happens to the empowering the conventional police? What happens to providing what the police need for them? What happens to supporting the police effectively to better protect the region? Why is there a need to form a security network?
The issue with our police is the same issue with our power supply, our power sector. Our police is too big to be controlled from one place. Secondly, if you don't live in a community, if you're not from a community, it's very difficult for you to know when a stranger strolls in there. And I will sign up for state policing any day, even with the risk of it being abused by governors. But it's still better. It's going to stem a whole lot of things, including the so-called herdsmen attack, Islamization, or whatever. It's going to take care of a whole lot of things. And as long as our police is being controlled from Abuja, it's just like NEPA being spread from one single grid. And I tell you for free that if you pay the constable, the regular constable, 500,000 a month,
right,
they will still extort money. It's not about how much they are paid. Even when I have to admit that the sum is very paltry.
Right.
But there has to be a debriefing, a reorientation. It's a mind thing. It's a mind thing. They collect money on the road not because they are so hungry, but because it's become a pattern. And unless something is done to change that, and the only way you can do it is by breaking the thing into smaller units so that it will be a lot easier to coordinate and control.
Indeed. Let's get to the phone lines once again. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Quadry.
Yes, good morning.
How are you today?
Not bad.
Yeah, your guest, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Number one, my name is Prince Wise, and I must commend the guest in the studio. You speak my mind, and I want to give kudos to the Southwestern governor. This is supposed to be, the Westerner, they are the peace setter, and when we are talking of community policing, this is the beginning of it. If these people work very well, they liaise with the police, I think things will get better. And I want to just echo the speaker in the studio that this is not about ethnic, not about the religion. If we have criminal among the Yorubas, we have it among the Igbos, we have it among the Hausas. Anybody that come to Westerner for me trouble, whether anybody for the head responsibility, deal with it accordingly. So my stand this morning is to say kudos to the government. And one thing I want to advise, please, immediately the inauguration, they will try to adjust the salary. The salary for me is just too small. For this is the beginning. At the end of the day, we want better policing for all Nigeria. Thank you. Have a nice day, your student.
Thank you, Prince Wise. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Like I've said before, I am full support of the outfit being formed. But the remuneration cannot give them the better expectation. He said that the person in the studio said that he does not agree with people who have the opinion that it's not against Fulani herdsmen or Fulani criminals. And he went to say that criminals wear Fulani, disguise themselves as Fulani. They don't have, that is not true. They don't wear, there is no advantage a criminal enjoys by wearing a Fulani outfit. Rather, they can wear, we have seen it, they can wear police, they can wear military uniform for their operation. You know there is an advantage they enjoy. So there is no advantage a criminal will gain wearing a Fulani outfit.
All right, then.
That's correct.
Thank you very much. Dr. Jide.
There's something called decoy tactics. My last caller seems not to be abreast with that. The in thing is that it's Fulani herdsmen that are the criminals. They are the bandits, they are the kidnappers, they are the ransom demanders. If I'm a criminal and I want to distract you as a security personnel, all I need to do is just wear that skimpy top and a baggy trouser and look like I'm from the Fulani extraction. And I'm not making any excuses for anybody.
Let's make something very clear. Fulani herdsmen are not criminals.
Yeah.
But there are criminal elements in every sphere of life. So
That's true.
We can't stereotype a particular ethnic group and say that they're criminals. They are not criminals.
Yeah.
They're
I
not.
agree with you.
Let's get back to the phone lines. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
I'm enjoying your speech in the studio there.
Thank you.
It's really a critical thing. I really want to give kudos to him.
Thank you, sir.
They share the role of this OPC intelligence gathering. True. And that is the soul of security. Intelligence gathering, even if you go to US. That's what I'm
True. Absolutely. I would have loved to continue with your call, but I've been told that we have to go now because of time. We've been discussing Western Nigeria Security Network Operation Amotekun, and we've had on the line Barrister Yinka Oguntimehin, spokesman of Odua People's Congress. Barrister Yinka, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Always a pleasure. And Dr. Jide Emodi, thank you so much, sir, for coming around.
Thank you, Sheriff.
We must go. Many thanks to the group. I'm Sheriff Quadry. We are back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Do you have a so fantastic day. Bye for now.